you all are doing fantastic. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Mohsin Shaikh. Today we are going to discuss about what is AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Just to give an overview of what is AWS Elastic Beanstalk. In the last session, if you remember, we discussed about AWS Cloud Formation. So that is, we deployed that is infrastructure as a code, and this time we are going to talk about another similar service. So basically, AWS Elastic Beanstalk is a compute service, and using this service, we can just deploy our applications without worrying about underlying infrastructure. So this will be a great help for, say, the organization which are new to AWS, or the ones who want to deploy their applications quickly as possible. And as you can see in this PPT here, so it supports a different environments such as Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go, or Docker on familiar servers such as Apache, Nginx, Passenger, and IIS, etc. So it's lots of services that it's lots of underlying environment it supports, and we just need to upload our code, and it will underlying everything. It will be taken care by AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, so since we are just we'll upload our code, and it will simply we'll upload our source code, and Elastic Beanstalk will provision and operate all necessary infra, including servers, databases, load balancer, everything. It will do provision for our. And since these resources are created on our behalf by Elastic Beanstalk, it doesn't mean like we don't have any control. So although it's deployed or created using this service, we can still have full control on the AWS resources for our applications. So that we'll see. So in order to interact, so there are several ways we can interact with the Elastic Beanstalk. So first of all, we can use the Elastic Beanstalk console, like its service, it uses a console. Then we can use AWS command line interface, CLI, or there is another specifically designed Elastic Beanstalk CLI, which is named as EB. So these are several ways we can interact with Elastic Beanstalk. So you will wonder about pricing. So like the cloud formation, there is also no additional charge for using this service, that is Elastic Beanstalk. This is just a platform, but see, we need to pay for our resources which we are using, or as part of this application deployment. So for example, we have deployed our application that has launched EC2 instances or relational databases, etc. We need to pay only for those, but not for Elastic Beanstalk service. I hope you got the point. And in addition to that, we can also use some adjustable settings to scale our application for handling peaks in traffic, while we can minimize the cost. So it gives us the provision to minimize the cost as well. Now let's see about the workflow, how it works. As you can see in this diagram, basically we can just create our application, or sample application we can just use. We need to upload its version, and Elastic Beanstalk service will launch the environment, say like EC2 EC2 instances or load balancer, everything will launch, and it will give us an environment that is application ready, so that we can use. Say if in the future we want to update, deploy new version, we can just do that, and it will be uploaded. So the upload version, there is a we can record what is the record of the history of what is the application version, it will be maintained. So let's talk about the use case. As you can see in the diagram here, this is basically a simple web application. Okay, so as you can see here, using Elastic Beanstalk, what it has done is there is an EC2 instance. So you can see here the application code that has been deployed in the Elastic Beanstalk service. So it has launched an EC2 instance in autoscaling group, and there is an application load balancer, because there will be lots of EC2 instances as part of autoscaling group. So as we know, application load balancer will be distributing the traffic across these EC2 instances. Okay, along with that, here also you can see there is an Amazon RDS, that is a relational database service, that is a database which is outside of this Beanstalk. So the instances and everything like security groups, IAM roles, CloudWatch alarms, everything will be created and managed by Elastic Beanstalk, and instances are provisioned. Along with that, the RDS service here, so that will be Elastic Beanstalk environment can integrate with this resource, that is RDS in this case. Okay, it's not just limited to the resources inside this application, but it can also help to integrate with the resources which are outside of the Elastic Beanstalk. I hope you got the point. Okay, now you will say how it will differ from this cloud formation template. So basically, first of all, as we discussed earlier as well, so Elastic Beanstalk is a platform as a service, okay, whereas cloud formation is IaaS, that is infra as a code. So remember, we for cloud formation we use the templates and ready-made templates or sample templates which are available, and using on basis of that we just started deploying our application. So that is the first thing. The next thing that we can differ the both things is Elastic Beanstalk is a compute service, whereas cloud formation is part of management and governance. This is separate services in the AWS, and as part of that, cloud formation is part of that. However, Beanstalk is a compute service. Okay, so just remember this thing. And the key difference between these services is Beanstalk handles deployment or provisioning, while cloud formation requires a lot of input from user end. If you remember, we have to provide lots of information to the cloud formation template, and on the basis of that it will provide this do the underlying infra deployment for us. But the main thing is cloud formation is more powerful, you can say, because as we use the template, so we can create and manage our resources using template, and we can customize it in a better way while using cloud formation. So that is not so Elastic Beanstalk is not that much powerful as using the cloud formation. Okay, so this is about it. Now let's move to this demo part. As you can see, where you will find this is you need to go to compute, and the compute you can see this is Elastic Beanstalk service. So if you are opening for the first time, you can see this is the page, and there's some little bit information as well. You can see this is the pricing as well. So if you want, you can see how the pricing and other things are there. So first of all, I'll just click on create application. Since we need to create an application, let's give a name, say my first ELB, Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, you can give any name. Here say just note this way, name. If I give name, you can see here I'm getting a warning here that name is a reserved tag, and as for each resource we can apply up to 50 tags, but in case of Elastic Beanstalk there are some other services as well. So this is reserved because the Elastic Beanstalk will assign a name to those resources which it is going to provision. Okay, so that is the reason it is showing as reserved. We'll see that once the resources are declared. I'll give a name as a department IT. And this is the main thing, the platform. You can choose different these are several platforms, and as you can see .NET supports both on Linux as well as Windows Server. So if I say, for example, select other services, let's say Docker, under platform branch I can say it's Docker running on Amazon Linux too, and ECS running on 64-bit Amazon Linux too. So it means Docker will be deployed only on Amazon Linux too. It won't be deployed on the Windows. Okay. Then there are some other services as well. Let's see which are the other services. So for example, Java is also will be deployed on the Linux only. It's not supported on the Windows. Then let's talk about PHP. Again same, PHP is on Amazon Linux too. Yeah. And if I talk about .NET on Windows, you can see it's all Windows only. So .NET is supported on both Linux as well as Windows, but others environment like Docker, Java, Node.js, etc. You can see these are specific to the supported operating system. So just make a note of it. I will just select PHP in this case. We can, under platform branch, there are different supported things like PHP 8.1, 8.0 and 7.4, which is deprecated. Okay, so we'll go with latest one, that is 8.1. Platform version also it's recommended, it's 3.5.4. Under application code we can use the sample application code which is available. Otherwise we can also upload our code. I just click on sample application and I click on create application. So as soon as I click, you can see there are several things will happen very fast at the backend. First of all, on this in the event say event screen, I can see if I click on applications, this is our application. Okay, if I click on that, you can see the health is pending and platform everything. This is a web server, okay, PHP web server that is we are going to deploy right now using Elastic Beanstalk. So this will take several minutes. It depends upon the bandwidth. Some 3 to 4 minutes at the max it will take. You can see the application version, all those things here. Change history. If the version is changed, then you can see here. Still the health is showing as pending, and after some time it will show as okay. So we'll wait for that. So we'll come back once the health status is okay. After 2 or 3 minutes, you can see the environment is in okay status under health, and let's see which are the resources it has created. Okay, so if I click on here, in the recent event we can see it has instance deployment, it has deployed an instance. Okay, there are lots of things it has done. Load balancer, creation of load balancer, etc. We'll just validate which are the things it has created. And this is, if you can see here, there's a URL here. I'll just click on this one, and this is the page. So this is PHP web server that our Elastic Beanstalk has been launched. Okay, you can see this environment is launched with Elastic Beanstalk PHP platform. So these are the some of the things. Here we can see AWS Elastic for PHP. You can click on this and do the remaining things which are required. Okay, now let's see which are the resources that are created using this Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, so for that I'll go to EC2. You can see, so this is our EC2 instance with the name my first ELB-env. So that is the reason it was giving us the warning that the tag name is user, because it has assigned a name, my first ELB-env. Okay, so this is the instance. Okay, and you can see I have deployed it in this Mumbai region. If I go to security and click on this security group, you can see in the security group we can see one role that automatically has been already added, that is HTTP port range 80, because for accessing this PHP application we need HTTP. That's the reason it has added this rule in the inbound as well as outbound. IPv4 all traffic. Okay, so that is for security group. Let's check about load balancer. You can see this is the load balancer that it has created on in this availability zone, 3 availability zones. So if I click, you can see this is application load balancer that has been created, and it has these availability zones because in the Mumbai region there are 3 availability zones. So that has it's created to support all these 3 availability zones because of high availability purpose. So the load balancer it has created, you can see the other details like network mapping and other things here. Okay, so you can check all those things. Along with that, if I go down here, monitoring, you can see. Yeah. So let's go back to our Elastic Beanstalk and let's see what other features of this one. You can see here, this is this Elastic Beanstalk console that we were talking, how we can access it. Along with that, it can be accessed using AWS CLI as well as EB, a customized Elastic Beanstalk console CLI as well, so that we can use. Here is showing the platform. It is using platform PHP 8.1 on Amazon Linux tools that we have seen. Okay, and these are some of the things here. So you can check out the things. Application. So under environment, so this is the environment, and this environment will create this application. So this is the application. Okay, you can see here. And now say once we are done, yeah, there are some other thing as well here. As we can see, under monitoring, this is default CloudWatch monitoring. It has it will enable us. If we want, we can also do the custom monitoring, but that will be chargeable. We know the custom monitoring can be done for it will be CloudWatch monitoring will monitor for every 1 minute, so that will be chargeable. But the default one will monitor for every 5 minutes, which is just free. So that is the something that you can check out. Manage update, you can see events. You can see here, these are all these events. Okay, so I'm not going to go through each of these, but you can see it has successfully launched. This environment health check has been from pending to OK state, has been changed. The instance that has been created, all those things. Under tags, the name my first ELB env is the reserved one, so that it has assigned. Along with that, the other environment name, environment ID, these are the 3 tags, and out of 50, it's 3 tags are assigned, so 47 tags are still remaining. We can assign the tags. So just to take a note of this health, you can see it's overall okay. It's showing here. Everything is here that you can check. Logs. We can request the logs. Okay. Configuration. Here is the configuration. And we can edit. Say for example, EC2 instance is t2.micro, so we can edit and change it if you want. Capacity and everything, that the configuration thing we can change. Okay, so I'll just go back to environment, and once we are done, just don't forget to delete this. Okay, so I'll just select it and click on action and click on terminate environment. Terminate. So we need to give the name here. This is the name. And cost. Terminate. So you'll notice as soon as I click on terminate and then I'll click on view events, it will just start deleting. Just validate and start deleting these resources that we just created. So this step will take a couple of minutes because it will check each and everything. Like it will delete the security groups, EC2 instance, load balancer, everything will be deleted as part of this termination process. Okay. So you can see here. Now it's waiting for EC2 instance to terminate. This may take a couple of minutes. Okay, so it will delete all the resources and it will be clean up. So just don't forget to delete your resources, since it will incur additional charges. So friends, I hope you got the point. Okay, so Elastic Beanstalk is a service, that is platform as a service, and using this, it's like we can just upload our application, upload our code, and all this underlying infra, everything will be managed by AWS Elastic Beanstalk. However, we can still have the better control of the resources that we have deployed, and it's very simple and very easy for someone who wants to deploy their application very quickly. But with comparing to CloudFormation, this is not that much powerful, because CloudFormation gives us a template and we can customize in a better way while using CloudFormation. So that is not possible in the Elastic Beanstalk. So there is limitation while using Elastic Beanstalk. Friends, that's it for today. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please with Mohsin, because the videos like this take some effort. So we'll appreciate your support. So thank you so much and take care.